Hello, good evening, welcome. It's Saturday evening. I'm Chris Hughes from Rebound on Upstreamedia daily YouTube show. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, what we do is sort of daily show with a guest. Today, I'm really welcome to have Coach Cunha on the show. Welcome, Coach Antonio. Hope you're well. How are you doing?
Hello, good evening, Chris. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'd say it's great having a sort of, we were talking a bit before we come on air about bit about Rebound, bit about the show, and it was nice to have a little catch up. I say it's a daily show. For people coming to the show, if you really like the content, you can like, subscribe. Rupert from Upstreamedia is doing a great job doing daily content, keep people entertained during this difficult time. And I thought maybe we'd start something a bit light, sort of what you've been up to in the last few weeks, how things been your end, and what things you're sort of doing to keep yourself busy during this time. So I know a lot of people are still carrying on even though we got this lockdown.
So I've been watching a lot of games in this lockdown because now I have time. So it's the only thing that I want to do in my free time. And I'm watching many games, and I know you follow me on Twitter. I'm sharing many things there because I think it's a good way now to promote our basketball. And as you say in your show, so if we don't promote our basketball, who is gonna promote us? So it's a good thing, no? It's promoting basketball on the time, and that's it.
Definitely, I think like from all aspects, you've got the coaches having their Zoom talks, you have players who want to do podcasts, you have people like myself who talk. So I think it's really good. And I think it's easy to look at this as a negative time, but there's a lot of positives to take on. And today I thought I'd get you on talking about grassroots, youth development, and your journey as well. Being in the UK and also in Spain, you sort of compare the two programs. But staying on sort of the off-season content, I follow you and keep up to what you do. You do a great job sort of sharing breakdown videos on sets and players, techniques. It's really insightful as a fan to learn a bit more. I'd love to sort of start. Yeah, come.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. It's all right. So I thought we'd start with like Zoom chats. So I know you've been involved in a few with lots of different like-minded individuals, and I was wondering, maybe people aren't part of that, say coaching forum, what's been sort of the best messages you've received from that in terms of your own personal development, also how you coach players?
So we talked about this before, and it's something that I can start before with what I think is the process. What I don't think is the process, no? Because for example, when I see many young players do many things that don't is the appropriate thing for these ages, it's like we are not in the good way. And why I'm saying this, because sometimes I see many players, many teams, not here, just in UK, in Spain, and in the world, doing many things just for the victory. It's not bad because everyone wants to win. No, we are lying if we say not. No, everyone wants to win, but the thing is, what we want to do with our players, just get a victory today, or try to develop our player for the future. And that's the thing that I think about the process. So this year I've been coaching an under 12 team, and I think that we won just one game. So I'm so happy with our work with the girl. Why? Because we are going step by step. So if I think that this is the thing that we need to work today, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm totally sure if I'm doing different things that I trust, we're gonna get more victories, but that's not my way. For example, when I see an under 12 team or under 14 team defense in zone, or defense or often just playing pick and roll, or playing some difficult plays for under 12, I think, come on, this is not the best way to improve your players. You are gonna get the victory. But if we play again in 2 years or in 1 year, I'm totally sure that you don't. So that's the thing when I say we need to trust the process of the players, not just to find the victory in the short plays.
Definitely, I'm really glad you mentioned that. So, yesterday, I'm not sure if you saw, was I had the Master of Head Coach Men's and Ladies program, and then them being an academy, they sort of touched what you said. It's not always about winning; it's about developing, and it's hard to get a struggle because you've got academy teams in professional league, also got the like you said, you're coaching the juniors in the junior program, and it's nice to hear, but it's not all just about winning; it's about developing the players. And I'd say, obviously, congratulations. I saw a few weeks ago that you were named Reading Coach of the Year, so you obviously must be doing some really good work. So well done on that.
That's the best award that I can receive from my team. Yeah.
So how's it? So sort of going into sort of, you could say you coach in the under 18s, under 12s. How's this year been? Sort of juggling both teams, and what have been some of the challenges you've faced this season?
When I received this award, the Coach of the Year, I want to think that it's not just for the under 18, because of course we won all of the game with the under 18 this season, and it was an incredible season. We finished in the first position, and we get the final cup that we lost against a really great team like Hughes. So it was an incredible season. But I want to think that my teammate gave me this award as well for my work with the under 12. It's like, and this is again the process that I'm talking about. So I've been named Coach of the Year for my teammates in Reading Rockets. Because I don't know if you know, but this award from Reading Rockets is an award that all the coaches from the club choose a coach. So it's not just the sport director or the chairman say, okay, you're going to be no. It's a award from the teammates. I want to think that it's a recognized for my work or for our work with the girls, with the under 12 girls. That's it. The season was really good. We did a really good job in the under 18 league. We got the semi-final in the academic league. In the WNBL, we finished 4th or 3rd, because I don't know now with the different scores and the punctuation in the system. I really don't know. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the development of the player, because many of our players next year are going to do what they want to do. So Carmen Segura is going to Brooklyn. Gabby is going to Texas, I think. I'm not sure. Annabelle is going to another university. Sasha is going to the England university that she wants to go. So I'm happy because they are doing what they want to do. So no one is saying, okay, you cannot do this because you have no enough level to go there. So I'm happy with that.
Definitely, that's great. And later on the show, so I'll get your thoughts on, say, the process in the UK compared to the process in Spain. I imagine the pathway is a bit different, and it will definitely break down. And I don't want anyone who's watching think it's us criticising the people, because every situation is different. It's more sharing ideas, because I think we can get that island mentality being in England and sort of not realise what's going on elsewhere. So I'm really looking forward to maybe people watching this learn a bit more what's going on outside. So it'd be great to sort of talk about what, from your experience, what's gone really well in Spain, and maybe how we can adapt that to UK approach.
So about what you said, sorry, about the competitiveness, is so funny, because 2 weeks ago, we had a chat with Georgia, Georgia Jones. One of the girls said, hello, Georgia, what do you think, when you are playing basketball, why you got the motivation to keep going, and she said, because I want to win, because I'm a competitor. And it's a thing that that I don't know if I can see that here in. Let me say properly, because I don't wanna with my Spanglish say something wrong. It's like the competitiveness when I see games here in under 12, under 14, under 16. So I don't see that competitiveness. So I can see in different games, in different teams. But then when I'm watching under 10, under 12, under 14, So it's like this is just for fun, or this is just for try to improve, or this is just a mix. So I trust the mix. Of course, when we are teaching a player, we wanna have a fun time with them and with the players and with the environment, with everything. But we are coaches. We need to teach. We need to try to improve them to get a better play, a better thing. So it's like sometimes it's not just everything is gonna be fun. So it's fun, of course, but try to be a little bit more competitive. Um, and that's a thing that we need to rethink when we are doing, for example, the under 12 league, and again with the under 12. I only played 10 games this season. 10 games, no, 8 to be honest, because we couldn't play the last 2 games. So as you mentioned, I've been coaching in Spain. My last season in Spain, I coached as well an under 12. I played more than 40 games. So there is a huge difference here. Why? Because the player got more experiences playing more games. And this is the way when I'm thinking about what can we do to be better in the future. Start from the beginning, start from the bottom. So we need to improve our leagues from the bottom to make better leagues from the under 10, under 12, under 14. And that's a good thing that I miss a little bit from the Spanish player in this case is the competitiveness. It's something that we need to work on it.
Definitely. And you mentioned yourself that you can watch lots of stuff, and I have myself, and I've learned quite a lot from listening to players who've gone to America, come back, and I mentioned the Arsenal show. They mentioned that as well, that competitiveness and how, say, for the fans, it's never been in part of the process of the game. How do you? Because obviously, if the competition's not there in terms of game time, how can you sort of develop that competitiveness still within the individual, the player that you're trying to coach? How can you sort of instill that to make it a bit more competitive, like maybe some of the players playing in America?
There is a good debate here. There is a good discuss because on Twitter we have a discuss about basketball things. This was one of the discussion. It was what do you prefer? Work 1v0 in our practices or 1v1? And many coaches are okay. We need to work 1v0 because we need to develop our skills, our technique. We need to work as well 1v1. So I'm more on this side. I think that we need to work more 1v1 than 1v0. If I have to say a percentage, 10%, 15% 1v0, 80% 1v1. Why? Because if we are playing 1v0 against a share, against a cone, you're not gonna get that competitiveness. You're gonna do things that then in the real game you cannot make it properly. So when you're playing a game against someone and you lose or you win, you say, okay, I have to do this to get the victory. Okay, I'm doing this in the good way, or I need to improve this to make it better. And that's a good thing. And an easy drill that I used to do with my under 12 is just, okay, 1v1 in the middle of the court. I throw the ball away, and the first player who scores is the winner. You have to imagine that drill. So if you miss, then you have to come back to the other side. If you miss again, then you have to come back to the other side. Maybe you are playing for 2 minutes, 1v1, and you are still playing. So games, drills, when there is a winner and there is a loser. That's a good thing to improve your competitiveness.
Definitely, and I think you touched on a really important point about the competitiveness. It's definitely a debate, like you say, that's going on in terms of pathways have been there, coaches have talked about it, and obviously social media as a whole. And it sounds really good. I definitely see how doing that 1v1 or 1v0, both sides. So I definitely see how you can instill that in players. I know we haven't been too critical. That's really good. I mean, like that's better to have the discussion. But what things were you trying in the UK that you think have gone really well? What things you think we should be really proud of? I think sometimes we give ourselves some tough love. I think there's obviously good stories out there, but things we are doing well to sort of be proud of as well.
This is a good question because I can mix this question with the basketball England. No, I'm gonna try to do it.
Yeah.
When I started here in Rain Rocket with the girls section, let's say no, because I'm like coordinating the girls section in Rain Rockets from the bottom to the top. So my first goal, my first objective is try to bring more players the club, more players to our teams. So last season I started with 5, 6 under 10, under 11, and this season I finished with 16. And for next season I have ready another under 10 team. The under 16 team last season exactly the same. We started with 6, 7, no, a little bit more, 8, 9, and we finished again with 16 players. So that was my goal: try to get more players and then improve these players. And for the basketball England, I think it's the same thing, because in the girls session we have a problem. It's not a problem, but we have a big competitor. Is the best competitor, let's say, in our sport is the netball. All of the girls want to play netball. I'm doing communities with Reading Roque in different schools, and all of the girls want to play netball. So it's difficult to bring players for girls for the basketball. So that's the goal. No, it's like, okay, we need to bring more players to the basketball and then try to improve them. It's something that we need to think. But I read months ago that the basketball is growing a lot. It's even much better than rugby. It was the second, and now we are in the second position, I think. So it's incredible. No?
Definitely, obviously some stuff's doing well, and I really like your point, because I think for me growing up I missed basketball. Like I went to uni and the basketball also I did really bad. I don't think it's marketed well, and also if it maybe at school level, I think maybe more to be done there. I was wondering what you think could be done to sort of grow the image of sport, because I imagine in Spain lots more people are interested in basketball from an early age compared to say in the UK.
So sorry,
can,
keep going.
I asked my question and sort of missed on, so apologies. So basically just want to know what you think maybe to be done to improve basketball as a popular sport for youngsters. I think a lot of people get missed out because of one reason or another.
So what you are doing is a good way. So promoting the basketball, that's a good way. But I think that the social media is helping us, because the basketball people are so is all the time just doing things, and that's a good way to promote our basketball. But the TV is so important. So if a player, if a child was something in the TV, so that kid wants to do that. So that's the reason, because everyone wants to play football, because in the TV you can see, you can watch all the time football. And yeah, we need to show our basketball. We need to show what we are doing to the kids. And of course, and that's another good thing that I would like to talk is to put good coaches at the bottom. So good coaches in under 10, good coaches in under 12. I'm so happy with I'm Reading Rocket, because as I said days ago, Matt Johnson, who was here weeks ago, is coaching the under 12 boys, and he's the sport director of the club. I'm coaching the under 12 girls. So I think that that's the way. I see many teams who just, okay, you are the rookie coach, go and coach the under 12 or go and coach the under 10. I think it's not the best way, because we need to teach them properly from the beginning, because if not, they are growing and they are getting old and they don't know the basic things of the basketball, and that's a good thing. If you have a good coach in under 10, under 12, your success in the future is 100%.
Definitely, from my own personal journey, I really got to badminton, different sport, but I think actually what you're saying about was a big reason why I retained that interest. I had a really good coach. She was like, I think she coached county, which had a lot of good knowledge, and I think her passion. I think when you've got a passionate coach, I think that to make passionate players. I think that's definitely a good point you raised there about having really good people at the grassroots level to sort of catch them, because I think it's great. There's popularity basketball, but then at some point it just seems to peter off, and then it's not the same. So hopefully, if we implement some of those changes, that'd be really good. And I know you coach the ladies side. I wanted your thoughts on what I think is really good, basketball all girls project. I don't know. Maybe want to talk a bit about that. What your experience has been in terms of the exposure for the ladies game. Has that had an effect on your role with Reading at all?
This is my third year coaching with the ladies team as an assistant, Last year we got the final, and this year we were there. So my experience is like the level is not bad. It's a good level, but we need to still keep working on that. So that's the thing. And of course, it's not the same to coach a ladies team that to coach an under 12 is so different. It's not more difficult because it's different, but you need to use different things, let's say. I'm coaching as well in Bucks University with the ladies team, and we finished second this year with the university team. It was a good season with them. And that's another good thing for our club, for the clubs in UK, because I think that thanks to the university and thanks to the scholarships that the university offer to the players, it's a good way to bring good players to the country. And we are doing that, and I know that many teams are doing that because many people want to come here to improve her English, like me in this case. No, I'm here because I want to speak English properly. I don't know if I'm getting I'm getting it, but
You're very
I'm
good,
trying
you're
to.
very good. I'm sure your English is better than my Spanish. And I'm sure your English is better than my Spanish. We'll talk off air about that.
And that's a good way because I know many players want to come here to England, and if you have the possibility to offer a scholarship to that player and come here to put our level in a better position, perfect. If you want, we can talk about that because I think you told me before. What can you say about the good things that you see here in the British basketball?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. It's like the academic league. I really like that. I really like that idea because in Spain I have not that. In Spain, there is just one team in the country, just one academy in the country who are doing exactly the same thing that we are doing here. Many clubs, many clubs. So the idea that you can study, then you have a time to practice, then you are coming back to study, then you have another practice, then you have a specific shooting, then you have to go to the swimming for a recovery session, then you have to go to the gym. So basically, you are doing exactly the same things that a professional player in the academy, in the school. So it's an incredible good thing that here we have in England, and we have to say, so we are doing a good thing with the academic teams. And I can say the players, and we have players here that after 2 years working with us in the academy, their level is incredible. So their level is incredible. Why? Because they have been working for 2 years in a good environment, in a good way. The academic and the university league. So the university league is a good way as well because, as I said, you can bring players from the other country, you can bring players from different cities of England. You can make a really good team. You have practices as well. You have another extra competition. That's important, as I said, because I want that the players play more games to be better. And I really like that idea. I would like to see that in Spain, but I don't see that. So I only see that here in England.
Definitely, maybe for people who are not watching, sorry, but there's a university competition. It's on a Wednesday. All the universities around the country compete, and obviously we're talking about the basketball. I think they have a North and Southern Conference. They play 10 games for these in a playoff situation, and it is really good because the level's really quite high. I know a lot of Bucks side, they have BBL players, they have you say Southland international players, and maybe not part of their normal team, and also got university guys who probably play at a reasonable level. You know, it's great to have them sort of developing playing the tough players. Slightly off topic, but I think you raised a really good point in terms of competitiveness. Is that this week people might not know BBL hinted at, but they know how a fourth American in, and it's been an interesting debate here on both sides, or maybe about the minutes worth. But actually, I think in terms of what you were saying about competition, I think it'll make the players in that league better. There's more competition. You know, you're sending a message to the players saying there's a fourth American here. The Americans in the BBL typically get the starting roles. I think that's a great way to tell your players come back, work
Mhm.
hard, earn those minutes. Because if you've got best players, because they make you a better person. And I was wondering maybe to sort of talk a bit more about what the benefits to you about being a competitive player, because I'm sure there's a lot more than just saying you're being a better player by having a more competitive nature in that environment.
So, what I used to do to get competitive players is, as I say, just try to play games where you can win or you can lose or you can compete against yourself. Because sometimes we do, okay, we're gonna do some shootings. This is our example. We're gonna do some shooting. No, we're gonna do some shooting, but you have to try to score this amount of basket, or you have to try to score this basket against a defense, or you have to try to score basket from here, and from here in this time. So just put them in different situations, different challenge to get that competitiveness, because you can see, you can value if you are doing well, or if you need to work a little bit more. I remember, and this is a funny thing that I can tell you with my under 14, under 16 team years ago. It was so funny because, as I said, most of the players that I had in that team came from netball, and it's so funny because when someone is going to the basket driving, I remember the defenders just lift the way to the player to go to the basket, and I say, "Why you are doing that?" No, because I don't want to make contact. I don't like the contact, and that is because they came from netball. I remember that pre-season doing, I don't know how can I say in English, sumo. You know the sumo, the
Two
Chinese
wrestlers,
battle.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I did that with the girls. So okay, we are gonna play a different thing, and we are doing sumo, and you cannot imagine. You can imagine. It was so funny, and the girls recognized what was the problem, and from that moment we improved a lot in that area, because it was so easy to score as a basket, because just our players, when someone was coming to her, it was like, oh, go to the basket. No, okay, you can defend. Try to be a wall. Try to stay in front of the player. And that's a thing. It's like make contact, try to get the ball, try to recover the ball when you are on defense. I don't know if I'm going again out of topic, but
no, it's
I
fine.
don't like I don't like the zone defense in youth teams. I don't like to see that in under 10, under 12, under 14, because when what you are doing is just wait for the error from the offense. So you are not attacking from the defense. What I say, I would like to see defenses, aggressive defenses, going to try to recover the ball, press full court, but press full court 1v1, or press full court with different zone press, full court press. No, different 1v1, trust yourself, trust your mate. That's a really good way, because if you are just waiting for the error from the opponent, you are not improving. You are just and in Catalonia, I think that Catalonia is, for me, is the best region to talk about basketball. They have many incredible teams in youth team and professional team like Barcelona. I remember a coach from there told me years ago, I don't work the helps with my teams. He was talking about under 12, under 14. I don't work the helps, because I know if I introduce them the helps from the help side, from the strong side, I'm totally sure that my defense in 1v1 is not going to improve. So I say, okay, you have a mission and you have to defend 1v1. You have to recover the ball. If you cannot recover the ball, you have no help behind you. And I see many teams where a player basically is not defending because they know that they have someone behind them helping.
Yeah, I understand.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? If you tell the
yeah.
players, no, no, you have to recover the ball, so that's it.
Definitely. I will touch back. Say I do get what you're saying, and I'm not embarrassed to say, but I don't have that technical knowledge about zones and stuff. But obviously, watching a lot, you definitely get upset. It's like a chess match. Maybe for some of the watchers who are watching, maybe not know, maybe sort of just like a basic definition of what a zone defense is, and so I think that's what you just mentioned. I just wondered maybe people might not understand, maybe just sort of a little bit about what is a zone defense and why maybe you prefer a different approach rather than zone.
Well, When I say zone defense, I'm talking
Yeah.
about I mean about the conservative zone, the zone that is not going to get the ball. So for example, we got zone defense as well in our team under 18, but for example, our zone defense was with traps in the corner or just trying to go to the ball with a 1-3-1 and the flash who is in the top trying to touch the ball all the time. So that's a active zone defense. I'm talking about the zone defense where all the defenders are just really, really close between each other, waiting for the shot, and just trusting the low percentage from the opposite team. That's what I'm talking about, the zone. I don't want to say that I don't like this zone because that's another thing for the basketball, but it's just the conservative zone, just waiting for the error from the opponent.
So I think what for me, what I think is really great in terms of what I've really enjoyed is that defenders can understand it. I think sometimes we feel like people keep people in the game. I think the more I've understand about basketball, it's developed a passion. We had a ref come on, and it was really for me. It was really good to learn a bit about some of the calls, some of the challenge they had. It made me have more sympathy for them. Well, not so more of an understanding of the difficulties of their job and the insight into them also. It was really good to hear a bit about you, talk about zone defense. To say, I think basketball's more than just a game of going from one end to one side. It's funny because I tried to get my girlfriend to watch it. It's just like, I'm not going to enjoy it. It's just only two guys go, guys go from one end to the court to the other. But no, it's more than that. Watch it. And so forth. And the more she's understood, the more she's enjoyed it. So I really appreciate you sort of going into a bit about the zone, because there's so many different ways you defend, and you say about the traps and the screens. So there's all of these different ways. So it's really good to sort of discuss those. And none of us are experts, but it's always good to explain it so people understand a bit more. I know I cut you off. So you were sort of going on a bit about what you've bit more. Do you want to go a bit more into that?
It's all right. I'm fine.
Okay. So that was I really enjoyed hearing that. So I did know maybe you want to sort of talk just a bit about other sort of defenses. So you have zone defense, and then obviously man to man. Imagine man to man is a little bit more easy to explain to maybe some of the viewers who aren't players or coaches.
Sorry, say again. I was thinking. Say again.
That's all right. So we talked about zone. Sorry, that's all right. Like, I was talking quite fast, apologies. So I said, from a point of like our viewers developing understanders, because people watch this, some of them are players, some of them are coaches, and I think for maybe the fans that watch it, maybe not have that understanding, say, of yourself, of being a coach. I thought it'd be really good to just talk about different types of defense. So I appreciate you explained a bit about the zone and a bit about 1-3-1. I thought maybe just a quick little bit about other types of defenses people can see, so that maybe when they're watching this, say, "Oh, I've learned something here a bit about the defensive side." As I was sort of saying earlier, but
yeah, I can say a lot about defense because it was some of the things that we work a lot this year with the girls, with the under 18 and the ladies team, and in the university. But as I said, I trust a lot in the 1v1 defense. So that's our our main defense. So we don't trust any other defense like we trust the 1v1 defense. But yeah, we like to do traps in open court when we are on defense. We like to. I always say the same. It's like attack from the defense. So it's like we have to attack from our defense. So if we are just waiting, if we are waiting, they are gonna run their plays. They are gonna do what they want to do. I like, for example, switch on screen to be aggressive because we don't have this year, yes, but we don't normally have really tall players. So our players are medium high. So we like to switch on defense. We like to make traps on pick and roll. We like to send the players to the corner. We like to deny the traps. So it's our philosophy. It's like be aggressive on defense and just try to recover the ball. Of course, we are taking risks doing this, but yeah, it's our philosophy. And the most important thing is what we think is the best way to improve the players. No, it's what we think that we are gonna get the victories. In under 18, in ladies is a little bit different because in ladies maybe we are thinking a little bit more about just get the victory because some of them just they are lady and they are just gonna have fun or they are just gonna get the victory, not just about the process because it's a different. They are not looking for a scholarship or they are not looking for get better. Just they are looking for compete. Mm-hmm.
Definitely, and I think it's really interesting that you sort of touched on it earlier, but you're coaching the ladies and also the junior ladies, the girls, and I was wondering what sort of what challenges that present because obviously you said it's two different ways of coaching, the obviously adults and children. What's the biggest adjustments you have to make to judge from coaching one to the other?
So
This
is
big
another.
question.
Yeah, that is another big question, but it's funny to say because this year we we lost. I don't know how many games we lost with the ladies, maybe 3, 4. I'm not sure. We were the worst team in the league, or I think it was the worst team, or the second worst team in the league in the clash time. So in the last 5 minutes, when the score is close, we were the worst team. Why? Because we have so many young players and they don't control the situation, and that's a good thing because we need to teach them to control this situation. It's so difficult. It's so difficult because when we win, and you can see the result of this season, and when we win again this season is because we were winning by 20. If we are in a close game, wow, that's so difficult. I remember, for example, days ago, Luke and I were talking to Pedro, the coach of Bristol, who is Spanish as well. And I remember that game because we were winning by 10 in the last minute or in the last minute and a half, and we lost in the last seconds because our young players, like all the time, as I said on defense, pam, 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 often defense, run. And we need a player who say, okay, let's control this, let's play slow. And that's it. And talking about this, I remember a conversation that I have with the under 16 coaches of the UK. And I told them, I was totally sure that if you play a little bit slowly with the team, I'm totally sure that you can play, you can get better position in the European. It was so good because they told me, yeah, I know that because we have physical player, we have really tall players who can get rebound, who can. But if we play like that, we are thinking about the short time. We are not thinking about the process of the players. And they told me, I'm totally sure that in the next year, this thing is going to be much better. So when they are under 18, they are going to be much better. When they are under 20, they are going to be much better. And I really like that answer from the coach because it's exactly what I think about that. It's like they are young players. They need to run. They need to do things. They need to make quick decisions in a real situation. So basically, they are players who need to explore themselves, no, not like a robot controlled by the coach, like a PlayStation, and you are okay. Take a shot, pass to that. No. Okay, they are players. They need to make their own decision. And I really like that answer because I enjoy a lot watching the under 16 UK team, and I enjoy watching the work that coaches like Kendrick are doing with the team.
Definitely, it's really interesting. From a fan perspective, I've really got into watching the ladies game. It's really exciting, but it's quite different to the men's as well. I think because obviously you've got the ladies have got different attributes, unless you've got a team full of quite tall players. It's a different game. And I thought maybe from coach perspective, what do you see as the main difference between the men's and ladies? Because they're both entertaining in their own right, but it's a slightly different game, isn't it? Or maybe I get some of your insights on that.
In general terms,
Yeah.
and this is just my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
I think that the the basketball for the women is I don't want to say something wrong, but is fun. Is is more beautiful. Is better to see because it's more technique, it's more skills, it's more quick decision. And the basketball in the men's side is like more athletics, more strong, more stronger, more physical, and they are using their bodies. In the women's side, they are using their skills, their technique, their you know. There are many coaches who stand this affirmation because they say if you want to see a beauty basketball, see a woman, see the woman, watch the women's basketball instead of the men's basketball, because the men's basketball, of course, is great as well, but is slightly different if you want to see skills, technique, this kind of thing, instead of uh, pick and roll, go strong to the basket, play 1v1, use your speed, use your body. That's the main difference.
No, I think you answered it really eloquently, and it's a great point to say. I've been watching a lot of ladies' games about tests or the big finals or international. You summed up really well. It's less about athleticism, but more about technique. There's still same sort of shooting ability. I've really enjoyed it. And I think if anyone's watching this who hasn't watched Dale's Bath for one reason, I really encourage them to, because I think there's a lot of great clubs, great players playing the game. And I've really enjoyed it. The opportunities I've had to watch it, it's been really good. It's different, but it's still just as enjoyable. I know some of the best games this year been the ladies, because I think, like you say, it's not an athletic battle trying to get to the post or a dunk. It's more the ABC through it. I can't say it's a lot of coaches. There's more to it than just there's a lot to it. And there's a really good technical aspect and some good shooters too. So it's really enjoyable.
For sure.
So from conversation the last 2 days, and it'll be really good. We've always covered the undervalued players, and I think quite easy to touch on. We've not got many people promoting the game, and I'm sure I've been guilty of it myself, being more stat orientated. I was like, maybe your opinion on what makes a player undervalued, because there are some players who maybe not get the 20 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, and it's that sort of media buzz about, but they still do an important part of the game. So I thought, what do you think makes a player undervalued to you? What sort of skills do they have that makes them really important?
This is a good question for our league, for our level, because we have not the advanced stats to see many things that we cannot check in the traditional box score, no? Because just to let you know, for example, I think that I have. So, for example, I'm reading this book. I don't know if you can see.
A bit more to your right. Sorry. That's it. Someone else mentioned that, but yeah, carry on.
So this book is talking about the advanced stats. We have not the advanced stats in our league. We only have the traditional box score. Of course, we can try to make different stats. But what I want to say is, for example, the player who make the pass before the assist, we don't know that player in the box score, because it doesn't appear in the box score, and maybe that pass was better, or maybe that pass got the advantage, the real advantage. The player who put the body in front of the player who is going to the basket, and then this player is making a bad pass, and then the other one is who is the real player who stole the ball, that difference doesn't appear in the traditional box score. So there are many things that we need to check in terms of why this player is getting 30 points per game, why this player is getting 25 points per game. And this is another good thing that we can tell is, you see the MVP of the WBL team, of the academic league of the girls. So Carmen Segura was the MVP, and she only got so she was the MVP named by the coaches of the league, and she has 13, 14 points per game. And there are many players with 25, 28, 20, 22, 23, 22. And you say, okay, why this player not being named player of the year instead of Carmen, who was the real MVP? Because in our team, and I'm so happy to say that we have many players who can score, who can get rebound, who can assist. And if you see the stat, you say, okay, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. There are many players better than you. I'm totally sure that not. I'm totally sure that if you put that player in a different team, maybe that player is gonna get better stats. So that's the reason, because of course we need to trust the box score, the traditional box score, but don't forget our feelings. Don't forget what we are watching in the moment. Don't forget what this player can do in the practices, can share with their teammates, because there are many players, and this is so good. There are many players who are all the time helping the teammates, who make them better. And this player don't appear in any place. It's like, okay, I'm getting better you because I'm pushing you in the practices. I'm giving good passes to you. I'm supporting you when you are in a bad mood, in a bad situation. But the recognize is only going for you. So yeah, sure. There are many things that we can talk about this.
Definitely, and I really appreciate. I was listening to content a few months ago. I think you suggested points a minute. And I thought it was a really great way of looking at it because a lot of guys who are getting 30 points a night, yes, that's an amazing achievement, but they were paying the 440. And you've got guys who got 20 points in maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and actually per that minute has a much better output than did 40 point a minute. So
And
that's really good. And I'm definitely trying to look at more stats and make the players be more competitive. Don't want to shoot shots at anyone, but sometimes it's frustrating to see rebounds and the guy's 7 foot tall, got 20 rebounds. You're like, okay, not taking that away from you, but you know, the genetics will help you rather than maybe someone who's a bit more basketball IQ minded, got 10, and actually that's much more of an achievement. So it's definitely good. I think I want to do more, but I think you really made a good point that it's hard to do it with lack of box draw. So I
yeah,
can tell you about safe.
and now after the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, everyone is gonna try to score 40 points per game, because it's like, okay, I wanna be like Michael Jordan. And this is funny because yesterday a coach told me, now we have many time to watch playbook. I'm already working in another playbook because I want to share with everyone. And they told me, I'm totally sure that next year many under 12, under 14, under 16 players are gonna try to play the Spanish pick and roll, the stagger for this player. Come on, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't use your time to do
I
that.
thought the triangle is, yeah.
So the triangle for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that kept getting mentioned. I thought, oh, what's that? I thought like a magpie. Here, so the people 4 times I'm drawn to it. And I think that's a lot like the culture in the UK. We're drawn to the US, the NBA. I'm glad you mentioned the last time. I think for me, the message I got from it, I love everyone will construe their own message, but especially these chats to you and the other guys, it's that his drive to be a competitive person. Well, that was the main reason he had his success. He just wanted to win, and I think if there are youngsters out there, I think that's not a bad message for them to take on, that drive to better and win championships.
Yeah.
What were some of the messages that you took from that? Sort of say, obviously having a coach for your own journey and stuff, obviously you'll take different things from it. What were the things that you took from watching Last Dance?
It's difficult to say, because when you watch Michael Jordan, no, you can say, okay, the competitiveness is so important, but we have to say as well, and this is important to say to our youngest, is Michael Jordan, there is just one. So there is just one Michael Jordan. So we cannot say to our player, okay, you have to be like you have to do the same things like Michael Jordan, because I don't want that my player talk to his teammates like Michael Jordan did. I prefer that they talk to their teammates in a different way. We are coaching many players. We are coaching 100 players, 1,000 maybe in many years. No, we are coaching. Maybe from this amount of players, just one player will play in a professional league like ACB or NBA, or even zero is the normal thing. So we have to mix, and this is coming again from the beginning. We have to mix our competitiveness with the fun thing, because we are doing basketball because we want to be better, we want to improve our sport, but it's a sport. The basketball is the more important thing of the not really important things. You know what I'm talking about? It's like it's important, but there are many things more important than the basketball. So it's important, the most important thing, just counting the not important things.
Definitely, and I think quite often when we watch stuff, we're quite impressionable, especially when it's something that's star related. But I think when I was watching, I was quite reassured. Like you say, there was definitely undertones, but yes, the basketball was important to Michael Jordan, but there was outside hobbies too as well, having that balance, and also it made me more aware of people behind him as well. Because as much yes, Michael Jordan was a star, but it was really good to hear about stories like Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, the coach, and then the other players and how he appreciates that sort of teamwork. So there was I think it was really honest bit when he was sort of maybe struggling for successes, but when he realised he had to sort of take on that message from his coach and rely on his teammates to help him. Because everyone, I think, we talked about us so, but I think it's very hard to sort of like when you've got a star like Michael Jordan, probably everyone wants to double team him straight away. So it was really good that he developed himself, and it was really nice that it was honest that he said, actually, I had to lean that team.
And then there are many things that we cannot adapt from that to our teams. Like, okay, you have a role, you are going to score 40 points, and you have the role to get a rebound. I cannot say to that to my player. I cannot say, okay, you only are going to get rebounds. No, we have to try to develop that player in all the different ways. So even in under 18, this year we had in my opinion, the best shooter in under 18 girls. That's Mia. And the first thing that we talked to her, it was like, okay, Mia, you are the best shooter, but you need to improve in many different things. If you don't want to just do shooting, you have to do layups, you have to improve your passing, you have to improve your defense. So the role players, is something that will come later, will come later, but not now. No, now we need to develop our players. So be careful when we are talking about Last Dance, and when we are talking about Last Dance and Michael Jordan experience, to adapt that to our players, we need to be really, really careful.
Of course. I just know that like if I was 16, 17 watching it, I think you'd hang on every word. I think it's important to say sort of have an open and wide influence. Otherwise, like you say, only 0.01% will become Michael Jordan. If that, it's sort of like being competitive, like you say, to achieve the goals, but being appreciative, but you need to have that all round still. And one thing I really love about basketball is that we have this thing called role players. So you have teams who just shoot the free or rebound the board. What's your opinion on role players? Do you think if you were to be shaping a team, is it better to have players that are role players, or maybe a team of guys that can do a bit of everything? What's your opinion on that?
It's always a mix, no? It's not like I'm not saying something new, but it's always a mix. No, we have to be in between. No, we cannot say okay this way or this way. We have to be in between, because the most important thing is try to be a good coach for everyone, not just for one player, or just not for. Of course, if you say okay, make this play. Of course, we have played in under 18 or in ladies team for specific players. But I'm not saying, okay, we're going to run this play all the time for this player, for this specific player. Yeah, it's something that we need to be in between, not just on one side.
Definitely. I really appreciate it on. It's great. We covered a lot of really interesting topics, and there's lots of food for me to go back and learn a bit more, especially about the coach side. I'm really interested because I think what makes basketball so great is that there's so much to it in terms of the strategic side, the playing side, and hopefully I can develop what I do in terms of promoting the game. I know we were going to talk about what Spanish is, so I thought, is there anything about Spanish you want to talk a bit more further, or experiences, things that you're take with you further up with your journey as you continue your coaching career?
Yeah, I wrote down here some things that I would like to share now, and that's one of the things, the Spanish way. So it's like, and it's difficult. I'm gonna start from the beginning, let's say. Here, for example, with my team, I'm coaching them just 2 days per week. 2 days, and in the case of the under 12, I'm coaching just 1 hour, 2 days, so that's 2 hours. In Spain, a normal team has 3 practices, 2 hours or 1 hour and a half, and the game every week are about 25, 30, 35 games per season, and that's a big difference. That's a bit different. And I understand that that's difficult to make it here because if you want to book a court, you have to pay a lot of money. And maybe we need to find the way. We need to find a way to make it not really expensive and to make it possible, because it's like, okay, if you are not in an academy like I am, you only have 2 practices per week. That's it. 1 hour, or 1 hour and a half, 1 hour and a half, 3 hours. So that's the reason when I'm saying we got some players that when they came from the conference team on her team, and they play here for 2 years, doing many practices, many sessions, they improve a lot. So, and now I can say, if you did that before, if you are doing that from the beginning, when you are under 14, maybe your level is better, could be better, no? That your real level is now. So that's the first thing that I would like to share about Spanish and England is the amount of practices. And I think that this is a financial problem. It's something that we can go from our position. No, it's more difficult than that. And the other thing is like the leagues, no? Last week I read an article from the coach of the Irish team. I don't remember the team, and she said, so in Spain they are starting from when they are 8 years old. They have an under 8 league, even an under 10 league. Why we don't start doing that? Because this year I'm so happy, because this year it was the first year of the under 12 league girls. So I'm so happy for that. But even under 10, even I trust I trust that you don't need to choose a specific sport when you are 8, 7, 9 years old, because you need to improve your movement doing basketball, football, volleyball, handball, whatever you want, because you have to explore your body, no? But under 10, under 8, maybe it's a good way. Maybe it's a good thing that we need to think, that we need to rethink. The other thing is like we are not so far away from the best countries. I want to say this as well, because I'm always saying bad things about. I remember 2 years ago, Alan King is the head coach of the under 18 UK team. That team finished in the 8th position 2 years ago, and Spain finished 9th. So we were better in the UK were better in the league. Is it that possible every year? I don't know, but if we have good coaches, if we have good players, if we are starting from the bottom, if we are trying to make our player competitive from the beginning, not just trusting the result, trusting the develop of the player, why not in a few years? We have the physical talent here. We have taller, stronger players than many countries in Europe. And I really like the philosophy of the player, because when I finish the practice here, all of my players and all of the parents of my player are coming to me to say, thank you, coach, thanks for your work, I really appreciate it. So these kind of things make me happy, because I feel like, oh, okay, you are doing a great job here, you are doing something good. So we are not so far away, we are in the good way, but we need to keep working.
Definitely. I think you made some really good, honest comments, because it's not a simple solution, because I know a lot of clubs don't own their own facilities, so it costs over time on their session. there's a lot to it, more than just say, oh, we need more training sessions. There's more to it, and I'm glad you mentioned that. And I think you made a good point. We are getting there. We've seen at international level we're more competitive. We almost got the ladies qualified for the Olympics, which is amazing. We had Barkin in Europe, Maestro, and Howdy. So
The
it's
women's
really
team
good. So
finishing in the fourth position in the last European and almost getting the
yeah,
qualification for the Olympic game with Chema
Olympic game, yeah.
Buseta leading that team. So that was incredible. I don't know why that result is not in all of the news in the country, because it's an amazing achievement. It's like, wow.
I know. I think on the personal level, I've been blocked by a few of the BBC reporters. I was like tweeting them like, "Come on, promote this. It's like going on. Believe you." Like it's amazing. Like, and I wish mainstream media was more. I think there's lots of reasons why that. Maybe sponsorship money, maybe sort of editorial interest. And I think you mentioned it a lot. I think if we adjust the media towards spotlighting it, I think that would do a really good job. And I also thought what you're saying about try and entice kids younger. So I think when they're, I know from my experience, I was 8 or 9, you sort of fixate on the sport you want to be by then. Sort of like, oh, really enjoy this. I want to be a football player or netball
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
But definitely, it makes a really good point. And hopefully we can see change. But it's not so easy to me you saying that's what we've got to do. It's how we need the coaches to do it. You need the facilities to do it. And you also need the
Is it?
people and
Mm,
the exposure.
mm,
There's a lot of stuff, but it's good because you also mentioned there's a lot of positives. It's not so
yeah.
negative. It's not,
And
and that's
and
what I
this
mean.
is
Like,
sad because I'm totally sure if you ask any player, any under 14, under 16 player to say, okay, can you give me 3 names of the GB team? I'm totally sure that they are not going to say any name because they don't know the name, because they don't appear in the TV, they don't show up in the TV, they don't show up in the newspaper. They don't know. They don't know our best player. They know that Georgia Jones is playing in Manchester. They don't know that a professional player from WNBA are playing for your country. They don't know that you almost got the final and you almost got the. So that's a thing that I used to do with my players. With my players, I remember the qualification for the Olympic game. I said to my player, okay, you have to watch this game, because if we say that to our players, the audience is going to be better, and the TV always are looking for the audience, no? So you have to. I told my players, please watch this game. Your country is playing this important game. They need your support. So I wanna say thank you to you because you are doing this. No, you are promoting our basketball. You are promoting the basketball. Even nothing is gonna. Nobody's gonna give you a lot of money, no, for doing that. No, so
no,
you are doing this.
no,
So
I did, yeah,
it's good.
yeah. Thank you. I do it because I love it, and I think it needs that TLC. I feel, I, I think through life you have moments where you get a really important lesson, and I remember one job I didn't really like the boss, but she said a really important thing, and it was like you control what you can control. So I kept getting off, I get frustrated for whatever reason with my job it was. But actually, that message stuck with me. And I say I was with my best mate before we started rebound, and we were like, "Oh, I get frustrated. There's no basketball about it. For me, it's really hard to find stuff." And we were sort of having a few drinks, and we were like, "Why don't we start something?" And it's gone from there. And we both really enjoyed it. I think my friends do a bit less now because it's tough. Like you need to have that motivation to keep wanting to go. And, he's got a family, he's got a profession work, so it is a bit difficult. We still work together, but it's hard. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are doing similar jobs themselves, and it's finding motivation to go on. For me, the motivation is that I feel I can change basketball section to control what I can do about it. If these LB's not doing this, or clubs not doing that, or BBC Sport aren't covering this, but you feel, well, if I do it, maybe I'll change other people, maybe, influence change on that level. And I really enjoy it because I think I mentioned a bit earlier, like I'm a football fan first, that's what I grew up on. And there's just so much more information out there, and I think that's what I loved when I was 6, 7 or 8. It was like, if I didn't know a player, it was easy to find out who that player was.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of want to do that with rebounds, so we'd be doing stuff, and I'll put your post on there and bit of the things you say, because I really feel if the 6, 7 year olds they know about the England player, or they have a better understanding of the rules. They're more likely to come away from it thinking, I want to keep doing it. Because I think when you're at that young age, you're easily deterred. I remember at school, like, if there was a subject in like, if I didn't know it, I was like, oh, that's it. And I'd take for people that age at basketball, I don't know what it's about, or, there's no one there for it. And I definitely hope you do that.
We need more people. We need more people like you in our sport, in basketball. We need more people like you. That's all right.
Oh, thanks. I think there's a lot of people out there doing it, so especially this off season. I hope that carries on. But I do worry whether the players who do the podcast will be able to do it. So, part-time players. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think one thing for me, the real benefit of this time is that there's a lot of people out there talking basketball, and I think if we carry that on, even if we just carry that mental 1 or 2 seasons, I think the effects will be quite profound. I've really enjoyed having you on, and we've covered so much great stuff. I thought we could sort of finish on maybe what advice you give to people, because I think it's a really difficult time. It's unusual times, and some days people have good days, some people have bad days. So I thought maybe if there's a bit of advice, maybe you give to people watching this who maybe struggling, and maybe sort of some motivational advice you think they're coming quite handy.
In this difficult time, I also say the thing is just read a book, watch a series, enjoy your time with your partner, your family, just try to improve in something specific, because sometimes now you have time to improve in something, and you can do that. Relax, take your time to relax yourself, to stay, just sit down doing nothing, or just thinking about what you want to do in the future, and that's it. Just try to do your best, even in the worst situation, like in the situation that we are now.
Definitely, that's great advice. And say I'd just add to that, like, have perspective, because I think there's, for me personally, there's days that are great, I've done all this, done that, but there's other days I've just sat down, binge watched The Last Dance, and thought, what have I done today? It's okay, because I think, especially people not going out much. Yeah.
I've been doing nothing today. Yeah.
I know, and I think if you're not going out to go to work, or you're not going out to do shopping, you don't have those bits to break up the day, so the day does feel shorter, but it's all right. Everything will come back to normal at some point. I really look forward to watching more basketball. Hopefully it won't be too long. Hopefully the new season will start reasonably on time. I think it's just see it by day, but we'll see. Thanks for coming on, and I hope you have a lovely evening and take care. You're welcome.
It was
goodbye from me, and awesome. I say everyone take care, stay safe, and we're back for more basketball chat in the next few days. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.